Welcome to Genogram Assignment 2. In this section, we're going to talk about how relationship and interaction patterns occur between two members in the genogram. Before we get started, I just wanted to point out a couple of things, a couple of cautions here. Remember to respect confidentiality within this genogram assignment. You want to make sure that you treat the assignment clinically. You avoid sharing finished products, even with family. You make sure that you store copies of your Genogram assignment securely. One benefit of this software is you have to use a login and password in order to access the Genogram. So the only thing you'd have to really worry about is if you print a copy of it, you don't just leave it out for anyone to see. If you ask for help from family members, which is totally appropriate, and we hope that you do in order to get a clear picture of what's going on, you avoid discussing input between family members. So say your mom helps you and then you go talk to your grandmother, you want to make sure that you avoid input so that way those perspectives don't cause any type of tension between family members. And finally, just remember that your instructors will be the only ones that view this assignment. It will be kept confidential, and any results would either be securely stored or destroyed after completion. So this is our step 2, and what we're going to be doing is signifying the relationships between partners or members within the genogram. And here we have an example of some of the relationship markers that can be found in the software. In this first section, we can see a spiritual connection between two individuals or two members. That could be something like a faith-based connection, or anything that anybody notes as some type of spiritual relationship, like brother or sister in God, or something along those lines. Two lines between two members indicate a close relationship. Dashed lines between two members indicate a distant relationship. Two lines with a jagged line in the middle indicates a close yet hostile relationship. A line connecting one individual to another with an arrow tip indicates that this individual here on the left is focused on the individual on the right. A triple bar relationship line is a fused relationship. The jagged lines between two members without an arrow just means that it's hostile and it goes both ways. Triple lines with a jagged line in the middle indicates a fused yet hostile relationship. A relationship line that has a break in it indicates that these two members are cut off from each other. The same a relationship line with a cutoff in the middle and a circle over the top of the cutoff indicates that there was a cutoff in the relationship, but it has since been repaired. A jagged line going from one individual with an arrow tip to another individual indicates physical abuse. The person on the left, as indicated by the arrow, is the aggressor. The person on the right would be the recipient. The same goes for emotional abuse. It's the same symbol, just an open arrow. Sexual abuse is the double line with a closed arrow and a jagged line in the middle. And a caretaker, which would be the person on the left caretaking for the person on the right, would be a relationship line with two arrowheads. Here's an example of how some of these relationship lines can look. Between father and daughter here on the left, it's a fused and very close relationship. Between daughter and mother, it's a very close relationship indicated by the double bars. And between the mother and father, it's a normal, harmonious relationship. In this case, between the father and the mother, it's a fused yet hostile relationship. Between the mother and the youngest son, it is a close yet hostile relationship. Between the son or the two brothers, or the two sons, it's hostile. And between the eldest son and the father is a distant relationship. Similarly here, we have the son has a close relationship with the mother. The son has a close relationship with his spouse, yet the spouse and the mother-in-law have a hostile relationship. This next section are symbols that indicate physical or psychological health, as well as any type of alcohol or drug abuse. Just a note, even though this indicator here shows like half of the box is taken up, each option within the software is actually going to be in quarters like this. Okay, so in this instance, this indicates physical or psychological illness. In this case, alcohol or drug abuse. In this case, suspected alcohol or drug abuse. In recovery for substance abuse problems, in recovery for drug or alcohol abuse problems, physical or psychological illness in remissions. The S is a smoker, O is obesity, L is a language problem, and this indicates other serious mental and psychological problems in substance abuse. Now, again, in the software, it's not going to look exactly like this appears here, but when I go through the software demonstration, you'll get a better picture of how that appears. And that's it for this introduction. I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving, and watch out for the actual Genogram Analytics software demonstration.